Welcome back to our 14-day crash course. This is day 13. In our last segment, we talked about maintaining and retaining top performers. We talked about developing average performers. But this is a really hot topic this week. It's in when and how to remove non-performers. Now, in the corporate world, this is pretty simple. It's pretty routine. If you've had any human resource training whatsoever, you would realize that you've got to be very delicate and very calculated when you terminate an employee. You have a certain protocol. You've got to make sure that you have documented their performance. You've documented their behavior. You've documented why you're going to let them go. You probably have given them some kind of an employee development program. So that way, when you do let someone go, you have all this proof as to why it was necessary. Okay? That's pretty routine. If it's not routine for you, it should be. But now I want to speak to the church world because this is much harder. In church world, it seems impossible to let somebody go. I mean, can you imagine firing someone? It's different because everybody in the congregation has become attached to that person, and it's much more emotional, and there's a lot more risk involved. And one of the biggest mistakes that pastors make is they don't let people go. You hang on to a poor, non-performing, non-changing, non-open person too long. That damages morale. That damages morale in a company when you hang on to an employee too long who should have been let go. And it damages morale in a church staff as well. Letting go of people in the corporate world and in church world is necessary. So here are a couple quick thoughts, and I go much deeper into this in our program. You have to give somebody a roadmap before you terminate them. So you would sit down with them and say, listen, we're having some struggles. Here's why. Here's your performance. Here are some milestones and some measurements that we're going to put you on. And if after 1 year I can't get you to this level, we may have to let you go. Please sign this document that confirms we had this conversation. You meet with them every quarter, meet with them every month, document their responses. And when you get to that place where you let someone go, they should never be surprised. And outside of malicious behavior or horrible behavior, this is the standard protocol to let someone go. But let me be clear. I have never let someone go that I didn't try everything to save them, because replacing employees and turnover is very costly, very expensive. You lose time, you lose effort, you lose revenue, and in some cases it affects morale. But when everybody around you knows that you tried everything, that helps morale. I remember one time in the corporate world, I had a person that had a real problem with alcohol in their personal life, and they also had a real problem with showing up to work. So I put them on a 1-year program. We got them help with alcohol. We offered them some help, and they got that under control, but they wouldn't come to work on time, and some days they didn't come to work at all. So just like human resources would train you, I gave them a 3-strike policy, 3 strikes. Now this person had been working there for over 30 years, and I loved him. He was a great guy. He was super intelligent. But by his prior managers never dealing with him and letting him get away with this, not coming to work at all, it created a huge morale problem. Nobody had respect for management. Nobody was happy because he was always absent for duty, which caused all kinds of stress. Nobody else could do his job but him. It was a nightmare. So when I took over, I said, hey, I'm going to put you on a 1-year program. I'm going to meet with you. I'm going to work with you. I'm going to move the earth to help you and to keep you here long term. That all went well for about 3 months. Then he started to backslide. So I followed my protocol, 3 strikes, and then I let him go. And there were only a couple people that were really upset, but everybody else got it. And I even had someone say to me, your company can't survive without him. Listen, our company can survive without all of us. We're all replaceable, myself included. I went out and hired a guy that came in and ended up being even a much better performer. He was just as intelligent. He was hardworking, worked overtime, was an amazing attitude. I mean, everything started to thrive. But it took courage to deal with the non-performer. It takes courage. Sometimes you have owners and CEOs and pastors who can't let someone go. And so my program will help you deal with that, learn ways to do it that are proper, that are caring and kind, but are also direct and effective. So that's it. Look forward to seeing you in the next segment.